We are 1 hour away from the first ever live Smackdown draft. We're coming off of a Monday Night Raw that happened to be, in my opinion, fantastic start to finish, with the announcement of our general managers, one of them being Vince Berry's favorite, Daniel Bryan, and one Mick Foley. What's up, guys? It's the War Report Podcast, and here is our host, Vince Berry.
How's it going, everybody? It is draft day.
It is draft day, and I'm pretty fucking excited.
Well, we haven't had one in... How many years has it been since we've had a draft? Somebody might know that.
Eric usually knows that kind of shit.
I feel like 2009, 2010, something like that.
That's how I feel about it too.
I have some issues right off the bat. So I don't know how you guys wanted to kind of structure this whole thing, but if I may, I want to dive right into a couple of my issues with the draft already. And I think there's going to be some things that Eric and I actually agree on for a change.
I think so too.
I have a serious fucking problem right off the bat with this whole for every two SmackDown gets, or for every one SmackDown gets, what, Raw gets 3? Or 2 and 3, something like that?
Yeah. For every 2 picks, SmackDown gets Raw gets 3.
Now, I get the concept behind it, right? Their logic is Raw's 3 hours, so they need more guys to stretch out the 3 hours where SmackDown's going to remain 2 hours, hopefully. I get that. But doesn't that kind of already devalue SmackDown when you're trying to bring SmackDown live and make it an A show comparable to Raw, possibly even beat out Raw? That's my first fucking problem.
My thoughts exactly.
Are we devaluing SmackDown and it hasn't even fucking started yet? So that's my first issue. My second issue, well, it's not really an issue, but it's the Cruiserweight division for Raw. Again, the right show to be on because it's 3 hours. You do a new Cruiserweight division, that can eat up an hour of a 3-hour show, kind of like the WCW theory, where they had pretty much an hour of Cruiserweight shit and then the rest was their other stuff. That I'm okay with, except that's a whole division of Cruiserweights. So instead of doing the whole 2 for 3 deal, you're getting all the fucking Cruiserweights. So that should kind of level out the playing field right there. That's issue number 2. Issue number 3, and this is the biggest fucking issue I have of the whole thing, is the tag team situation. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you can pick a tag team and opt to only take one of the 2 or 3 or 4 members of that team.
If you want.
If you're going to take a fucking team, take the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? You're going to have another Marty Jannetty situation in some of these tag teams? You're going to have someone fizzle away?
That's what they said with the Lucha Dragons. They split up for the draft.
Well, right. And, I mean, clearly...
Fit into the Cruiserweight division,
right,
I think.
I was going to say, clearly Kalisto is going to be the one on Raw because he's going to be in the Cruiserweights and you're going to have Sin Cara over a SmackDown and he ain't going to do shit. And he's going to fizzle away and nobody's going to give a fuck about Sin Cara. I mean, to be honest with you, who in this room has given a fuck about Sin Cara since the Sin Cara is not Sin Cara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody.
So that's this tag team thing is making my blood boil. I think it's stupid. You either draft a team or you don't. Don't split them because you're going to have guys that are going to wither away in the mid-card and you're going to forget about them.
Remember how the Dudley Boys split was in 2002? Awful.
Exactly.
6 months later, they were getting together.
Come on. I mean, it's not... I'm super stoked. I see a lot of potential in what's going to happen tonight, and I think it's going to be great. But I have a real issue with these rules. Gentlemen?
So what you're saying is you didn't like Reverend Devon and Deacon Bautista?
The money collector?
That's where we're going with this.
Which,
oh my God!
Which, by the way, can I just say too? No shit, there it goes. It was there.
You had a thought and it was gone.
It was there and now it's gone. It'll come back to me.
Derailed.
Yeah, well, you know, do.
Man, it's like your hair, man. That shit gone forever, man.
I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. And then, what are you doing with the women? Is the belt going to be both Raw and SmackDown? You're going to have separate women's titles now? Like, how are they going to do all that?
Oh, who knows?
We don't know.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about the rules?
I guess the proportions is fine, considering one show is longer, but the rationale is that, oh, the show's longer, so they get one more pick. But we know, just from watching Raw, that they've had the most amount of guys, and the most amount of time to give to people for an opportunity, and they didn't do it. You've had every superstar available on Raw for how many years? The last couple of years. And there are guys like Zack Ryder who you don't see. You know, so just the fact that Raw has more hours doesn't necessarily mean they should get more people, because they don't utilize them in the same way on Raw.
Right. Well, but maybe they're going to start. Maybe, you know, this is a new. We have to look at this as tonight is the start of a new era. There's going to be a lot of things.
Steve, did you share with everybody what I shared with you yesterday? What was told to me about the boys and everything?
Not yet.
Okay.
Ah, so what is that?
Well, I was talking to Mr. Gallows, Mr. Luke Gallows, yesterday, and no one, himself, anybody on any of the locker rooms know where anybody's going.
Oh.
Vince is trying to capture that. They're not going to know literally until they call them. They're all going to be down in the locker room. They're not going to know until they call them up to grill like 30 seconds before we know on TV. Vince wants that surprise look on everybody's face.
Okay.
I get it.
I mean, and I compare it to the Goonies. To the Goonies. I mean, everybody's watched the Goonies movie.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the part where they slide down the water and they come up and they see the ship for the first time and a surprised look on their face?
Yep.
That was that Steven Spielberg never let them see the ship until that scene. So that way you get that surprise, that realistic look.
I think it's a great idea because I always say it on this show, the element of surprise is gone, you know. So I think we're going to see some real raw emotion. So I think that's great. Now, there were a lot of rumors flying around about the GMs. We kind of all knew Daniel Bryan was going to be SmackDown. Mick Foley was a little bit of a surprise, only because I heard other names thrown around. I heard Austin, I heard Bischoff. I mean, there were names going around that, I mean, as much as I do love Mick Foley and I'm glad to see him back, I would have much rather seen a Stone Cold or a Bischoff,
right,
you know, over them. So I don't know how good of a decision that was. And now you potentially have two face general managers, which I find kind of bizarre. And Charlie and I were talking about that yesterday, too. We didn't think that was going to happen, where you're going to have two. Now, Mick can easily go heel, but...
Well, I think that last scene, I don't know if everybody... the first time I've watched a Monday Night Raw was last night. I actually sit down and watched it fully, without being completely baked and being like, what am I doing here?
Like your good friend Vince Russo.
Hey, speaking of Vince Russo, good segue. We'll get to that in just a second. Fuck you, Jim Cornette. I know I was right.
But Vince Russo did a whole live stream that he said he smoked weed for the first time in 30 years to try and get through Raw on Monday night. So
I know. I got edibles for the draft. No. Shoot story. I have edibles. I have the cereal edibles that you can get from California. And I got gummy bear. Yeah. So yeah. I mean,
somebody's gonna have a fun night for the draft.
Yeah, fun night. Whatever. Hotel room. Bunch of illegal marijuana. In hotel room. That's fun.
Illegal. Come on.
Well, whatever. I mean,
Where
legal, illegal. It's all blurry lines at times with weed. But so here's what I would say. Good segue is that yesterday that we did a special because of the draft, where if you were a fan of Vince Russo or not a fan of Vince Russo, if you wanted to meet him at WrestleCade, usually it's a $20 package. We did a 50% off yesterday coupon. We did 43 as of right now. We've done 43 meet and greets. And there was 2 comments that were made. One of them says, "I did not buy this because I do not support Vince Russo. He doesn't have a place as one of my favorite wrestlers, but this is too good of a deal to pass up." And then one person said, "I bought it so I can say, fuck you, Vince Russo." So if Jim Cornette's fans are that smart to pay me $10 just to say Vince Russo to fuck you, I want to say thank you, Jim Cornette.
Well, I mean, good way to look at it.
Russo's going to be a busy man that day, and that's awesome.
Taking a negative and turning it into a positive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like Cornette's wife's AIDS test, went from a negative to a positive.
Oh my God.
Oh God damn! If I just say that, oh fuck Christ.
We're back. How is the T-shirt coming along? I saw some pictures.
Yeah. Oh no, they'll be available at the NWA Legends event that Jim Cornette will be at. By the way, apparently Cornette's ordering a cease and desist order. Apparently, I'll be getting some papers served to me in the mail soon. So So you know what I'm going to do with that? For copyright infringement and all kinds of other shit, whatever. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it and put it on Instagram. But
I've seen some airheads. I knew it.
I mean, literally, yeah. So I mean, that's I'm not gonna hijack the show with Jim Cornette and I mean his political bullshit, but that's fine because come NWA Legends show. I love how motherfuckers talk about they're gonna bash somebody's skull open, and I'm gonna be standing there selling shit right in front of me. But that's a side note. I think tonight is a new era in wrestling, and I'm very excited for it. I've not been this excited to watch a WWE product since WrestleMania.
Amen.
You know what really didn't make me excited though was that the finish. Like they tried to do like that Dusty again with it's only with Rollins and Ambrose because for some reason they don't really want Ambrose to pin Rollins and they've never really wanted him to pin Rollins because he hasn't pinned him in 3 years. Right. So they kept that streak alive. Are we going to see one of those BS middle of the week title changes?
No. I mean, obviously they reversed it back this week or this morning. They reversed it back to what I was told. So I think what's going to happen is I think Seth's going to be like, yeah, I'm getting picked first. Everyone knows it because I'm Stephanie's boy. But the problem is Stephanie's going to be like, I'm sorry, I got to pick Ambrose because he's champion. And that's what Stephanie's going to do. Is going to pick Ambrose because he's champion. So I think that Rollins will go to SmackDown. I think Ambrose stays on Raw, and then and I think that Ambrose will retain the title and actually have his run, at Battleground.
But you're being very
optimistic
for the fate of it. Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed pretty clear to me on Raw that Ambrose was already going to be SmackDown and Rollins was already going to be Raw. It
kind of feels like that whole Steph alliance with Rollins, even though it hasn't really been brought up recently, is going to somehow come back into play. Even if it sets up Steph drafting Rollins and then Rollins runs into Triple H because Triple H is on Raw now too, and then they have beef or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just think that Ambrose is not Ambrose is. I mean, I think Ambrose is one of your faces for Raw because it's just. I mean, he's charismatic. You need it. Rollins is transitional. He can go on either one of the shows. But let's just be honest with you. No matter what happens, Raw will always be the premier show in the eyes of Vince McMahon. Because he started Monday Night Raw. And until until he's dead and gone, SmackDown will always be the number 2 show. Doesn't matter what the ratings say. Doesn't matter anything.
But if they're splitting the titles, like maybe they want Ambrose on SmackDown, he could take that title, and then they're going to build a new star on Raw, or take a guy like Rollins and make him the Raw champion. I'm still hoping that they don't do that double pin like I said was going to happen. The double pin where Reigns, because Reigns is in the doghouse now, so this shouldn't happen, but Reigns and Rollins double pinning Ambrose, so they can't have one title, so it's got to be 2. So that's how they that's how they do it on Sunday. Like, it just seems like a thing they would do on Sunday.
Well, I'll be bored to death on Sunday because I will be at Battleground because I'm in Philadelphia this weekend, and deciding to drive back on Sunday to Virginia because getting ready for the greatest pay-per-view event of all time coming next week, July 30th. No, I decided drive through D.C. and happens that Battleground was going to be there, and I figured I would just stop by and see what happens in life.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything that could shock us or surprise us tonight in terms of who gets drafted, or because I saw, and this is interesting to me, Stevie Richards, who lives in Georgia and works at the DDP yoga facility, is at the WWE Performance Center tonight for the draft, and they're having a viewing party in Florida at the Performance Center for the draft in case anybody gets called up. So why would WWE have Stevie Richards, who hasn't worked for them since 2008, go to the Performance Center for their draft party? Are they going to be dipping into some old, is that rumor about MVP and Carlito and all those guys? Are we going to have that kind of...
You guys remember, I mean, it didn't happen this year, but you remember all the other previous years at the Royal Rumble where the surprise entrances, like who would show up?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen tonight because obviously, it's only a 2-hour show, but what's going to happen is, it's only a 2-hour show, so when they go off the air, they're gonna probably do exclusive. Are they doing something with the network during it or after it or something?
They're doing it before and then during. They're going to do some kind of simulcast on the network. I don't know.
Is the simulcast on now? Does anybody know?
There's a pre-show on the network right now.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what they do because I think that would be neat if they're able to truly keep the network stuff separate from the Raw stuff. They could have it. It could be a nice companion. Like, you could be watching Raw and then have it on your iPad or your phone and kind of watch. Like, if there's a good match on, but you want to see the draft picks, and they put in a couple draft picks at the same time, it could be a good way to use this technology they have, and hopefully they do it. Going forward, because they had a lot of stuff a couple years ago. Remember when they first brought out like the network, and they said, we're going to do more interactive stuff, so there was more fan voting, and people decided on the matches and all that. They realized that got a little stale. But I like the idea that they have a companion rather than the fans making like decisions and stuff. They have an option to have another, like in a sense, 2 programs running at once, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of where I think. I was talking to somebody today. I believe, and this is what I believe. I believe in the next 5 years that the only way you'll be able to watch WWE any programming is on the network.
I think that's where they're going.
It makes sense.
Because you think about it, right? Okay, Vince gets so much per cent per buy rate. I don't know what. Obviously, no one knows what the structured deal is because it's private. But here's the thing: if you're able to put everything on your network, your app, how many of us a lot of people don't even have cable nowadays. They have the app.
Right.
And they have apps in their houses. So eventually cable is going to discontinue, and then all of a sudden now you have apps or you have streaming, and people. And I feel the WWE, everyone knocked Vince for the app, and everyone says, "Oh, this is stupid. Network's never going to work. It's so cheap." It's perfect. Because you realistically, this is how, if you really be a cheating bastard, each month you could set up a new email and get the network for free. So
People
I mean,
do that
I
with
think
satellite radio, so I get it.
Yeah, it's the same gimmick with anything with an email service attached to it. But my thing is if you're eventually they're gonna have things as technology gets better, and we eventually have robots serving us apple martinis in the middle of the afternoon, which is something whatever it may be. It's going to get things where I believe that we're going to start getting technology. Because I mean, have you guys seen the virtual reality goggles and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
For the 7 edges and stuff like that they have right now. I believe we'll eventually get to the point where if you wanted to go to WrestleMania and experience WrestleMania, you'll be able to do it from a virtual app and be there live and pay a certain amount of money or whatever it is, and feel like you're at WrestleMania without having to travel to 3,000 miles to wherever it may be. I mean, I think tonight's the beginning of a lot for the WWE. I think tonight's an opportunity for them to fix all their bullshit. This is a reset button. You don't get many of these, and I mean, reset it. All feuds go out the window. Everything goes out the window. I mean, is it smart to do it 4 days before a pay-per-view? I don't know. Maybe I would have done the draft next week. I would have let everybody finish up with Battleground and then, started it next week. But it's just interesting where everybody lies now.
Yeah, and I kind of think for a while I was back when TNA was doing not as well. Now I guess they're back on the upswing a little. I don't really know. I don't watch, but back when post Hogan and Bischoff and they were kind of in the shits, I thought they needed to do something like this. Obviously, they don't have 2 programs to do a draft, but they needed a season finale almost, and just they could say take a couple weeks off, show some best of stuff, and then come back with a new philosophy.
See, this is. The thing is you can't. This is great because the old saying I always say to you guys, you can't miss me if I'm there every week. I mean, the thing is if you're there constantly by, every week Monday Night Raw, you're there. You can't miss me unless I'm gone, and there's no place to go anymore. So now. It's going to be special when John Cena is on Raw, and then a year from now they switch him to SmackDown. Because he's not there from the same fan base again.
Right. I hope I'm hoping that's what all this leads to, is a new era. That the finish that they tried to do last night gave me a little bit of heartburn about it, because it seems like there's still some of that old thinking left in there.
Yeah, it's called Vince's old ass with the book in his hand.
It's true.
It's Vince sitting there saying, "No, we have to do this. We have to have." So we don't have to have controversy. We need people want to see when people go to a movie and they see the hero die or the hero live. They want to see an ending one way or the other. They don't want to see, well, the hero might have made it. I don't know. I mean, people want to...
you have to go to the app afterward to find out what the end of the...
Did Jean-Claude Van Damme really save the world in this movie? Okay, guys, thanks for spending your $17.50 at the movie theater. Please download the app for the remaining footage.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, remember what WCW used to do at the end of pay-per-views? They'd end them before the ending happened, and then you.
Oh, that's right. They'd be like, "Fans, we're running out of time."
Yeah, Nitro. Nitro is Tony Schiavone used to be, "Fans, we're out of time. We're out of time. We'll see you next week." And that's called a cliffhanger. I get it, but I mean, but not in the middle of a match. I mean, I get it if you have a smudge or run-in or something like that. That's fine for stuff like that, but not in the middle of a world title match.
Especially when they all just kind of hung around. They had to wait for time to run out on the actual broadcast, so everybody's just kind of like...
They did it during the DDP Goldberg title match at a pay-per-view.
Oh, well, yeah, because they just ran out of time for that shit. Yeah, they did that shit because they ran out of mismanaged time. They didn't do that shit on purpose. Trust me. That shit cost that company millions of dollars. That shit actually got probably about 20 people fired, including one of the Crockett's. Trust me, that shit did not fucking go on.
They did not time that right.
Yeah, that was not planned out. Let me ask you, Steve, can I ask you a question? Do you think the WWE title means nothing anymore for them to do stuff like that last night?
I mean, I don't know if it's that. You know, I've been saying it for a while. There's a lot of things they do that discredits their title. You know, every time they have a pay-per-view and the title match isn't your main event, to me, is a slap in the face of your title. You know, when you have an outstanding match like what Ambrose and Rollins had last night, and to have it finish the way it did, yeah, it does take some value away from the belt. You know, the fact that we're going to have another belt and have two world champions, that to me devalues your world champion. There should be one title in your company, whether it's one brand or two, it's still the WWE. There should be one title, and your champion should bounce from both shows.
But how do you when he's on Raw, does he have a story with Dalton Ziggler, and then when he's on SmackDown, he has a story with whoever?
Absolutely.
I think the one person can cross over for one episode to try to kind of lure the guy back to the other one.
Right.
You know.
I mean, there's definitely ways to do it.
But I think I agree, because if you have two world titles or two main championships, look at what happened. The world title, the old big gold belt, became a joke. Dolph Ziggler was awarded at one time because Edge hit him with a spear, and the spear was banned, so he was awarded the world title.
It went to fucking Jack Swagger, the Great Khali. Yeah. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
It was a joke of a title at one point, and it still is considered. It was never considered the top title. The only guy that ever got it that close was John Cena or Triple H when they held it, or Batista. And even then, if you had somebody holding the main world title, the main WWE belt, they were always seen as the bigger deal.
Right.
Once that belt came to Raw with Cena in 2005, then that was it.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't even know about the Ziggler thing. I mean that shows you kind of where I was unplugged from WWE for a long time. But that's crazy. I think it's just the value that they don't care about the titles. I mean, it means that there's no history there anymore.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is that they take, like the WWE Women's Championship. Now they're saying, oh, well, Charlotte's the first WWE Women's Champion. Well, yeah, but the first WWF Women's Champion was Moolah, and she had that belt forever. And it's just, it's like they're not recognizing that lineage.
Why didn't they just continue that lineage? I don't understand that.
They didn't. At one point, they recognized the NWA World Title as part of the big gold belt lineage, and then they didn't. And now the big gold belt is separate, and all this. The whole thing is there's no real tie back to the original championship. Unfortunately.
No, agreed.
That's the one thing out of all these positive things that they're doing, bringing in new talent. That's the one thing that they could improve upon, is making the matches mean something, because if you don't give a finish, the match doesn't mean anything.
Agreed.
You don't end a basketball game. Basketball game ends 89-89, and LeBron James knocked over the referee. Oh, we got to stop the game. Oh no.
Sounds like the last NBA Finals that was rigged. But
I can't believe that shit happened.
Oh, that was such a work.
So here's another question. So they announced 6 NXT superstars will be included in the draft. Now, we already know who the 6 are going to be. It's going to be Shinsuke, it's going to be Finn, Nia Jax, Bayley, and American Alphas. So...
But American Alpha could be as one, because it's a tag team, a whole tag team could be one pick.
All right, fair enough. But now, my question is, when you're a guy like Samoa Joe, are you pissed off that somebody like Shinsuke is getting called up before you?
Well,
Joe's never getting called up, but that's another note for another side story. But yes,
I don't believe that. I think he will get called up eventually.
I mean,
I don't see that there's any way for them not to.
I don't see Shinsuke getting called up just yet. He's about to win the NXT Championship.
Well, I saw a video of a curtain call.
I saw
the last NXT house show, and Shinsuke was a part of that, and that's the rumor. He is so over that Vince wants him.
Craziness. This is stuff that would have never happened even like 4 or 5 years ago. It just wasn't part of their philosophy yet.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was their philosophy, guys, has always been and always will be. It will always been and always has been. Oh, let's go ahead and get whatever we can out of whoever. You know what I mean? And
right.
But there's no way we're gonna have a guy, NXT guy, or we have other guys, just completely come in and just do this stuff. But there's no story behind any of it.
Right.
I mean, and I don't know. I don't know. I want to see where the next 30 minutes what plays out in life. But to me, Nakamura should not be drafted right now because I mean, there's unfinished business with him and Joe. I mean, there's a lot of money left on the table there. I mean, and I mean, how do you pull up the hottest guys and no one at all gets the advantage of that? No one gets to see the matches they want to see. Because here's the thing, they fucked us on the whole Sting and Undertaker. We're never going to see that.
Yep.
I mean, so you're going to take that away from the NXT fans by drafting Nakamura tonight?
Well, you're going to get to see some phenomenal. You're going to get to see some phenomenal things out of Shinsuke, whether he's in NXT, SmackDown, or Raw.
No, agreed. You'll get it regardless. No matter where we go in life with the dude. Dude's probably, in my opinion, the most charismatic guy that WWE's had under contract in 15 years.
Amen. I agree, 100%.
Let me pose this question to everybody here. Do any of you think that Shinsuke will be the first of WWE's very first Japanese world champion?
I think it's very, very possible.
Yeah, I think
easily possible.
He's probably the guy.
Especially and folks, if they go 2 belts. Does not count. He's Samoan.
You don't say Yokozuna, please. He just had a fucking flag. That's all he had. He wasn't Japanese. Oh, Ryan, you have a free T-shirt. You have a free T-shirt coming your way, Ryan. They're just saying you joined us.
Well deserved for that.
I didn't get any death threats. I really went for those death threats, and I didn't get one.
Trust me, it's not always good to get them. Trust me.
I've already gotten some, but they were, hollow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. That's true. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think I think tonight though we're gonna see one thing that's gonna be very interesting. What do you do with potentially the hottest tag team that WWE's had in 15 years, Enzo and Cass?
They better keep them together because Enzo will wind up becoming Marty Jannetty if you split those two up.
I think
I'm so
Cass
high
has
on
a
Enzo.
chance of that.
No, Cass has the size. He's got the look. And he can always work on his mic skills.
Mic.
Well, they can work on his mic skills.
I'm not saying that he
Enzo and Cass are such a great team.
Yeah.
They complement each other perfectly because Enzo's strong on the mic. Cass is strong in the ring. You put the two together, it's a great team. They really need to keep them together.
Yes.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
It's the road dog. It's a road dog Billy Gunn gimmick.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So here's another question I want to pose out. Yeah. And I know that this has been denied over and over again. Any fucking chance we see Kurt Angle tonight?
I pray.
Huge.
There's always.
Let me tell you all something. If I hear Kurt Angle's music pop tonight, you will all hear me screaming from your from where you are. 100%.
It's true.
You'll actually hear me. You'll be hearing me sing because I'll be like, yes, I booked him before he goes on the show. Yes,
mark the fuck
You'll
out.
see me do
Like
the Daniel Bryan.
Like the moment American Alpha is drafted or something?
That would be perfect.
I could see Daniel Bryan drafting him. Start a yes chant with it.
Now, does anybody know? Is it? It's not like they did a couple years ago when they had Bischoff and Paul Heyman up there, where it was just like a lottery, like you picking a random. You're actually physically picking the person, correct? You remember the draft where they had them all in the ball?
Yeah, I think they actually are going to be picking their picks. But you just brought up two names. Can I imagine? Just imagine for a second if you had Bischoff picked for Raw and Heyman picked for SmackDown as the general managers.
That would be awesome.
That would have been something to tune into every week.
If you could have managed to get Heyman the books, then it would be worth watching SmackDown again.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Paul Heyman's one of the most overrated bookers of all time.
But he's a mouthpiece, dude, and he's so fucking good on that mic.
No, he's a con artist.
But that's what makes him so great on the mic.
No, he's a guy
I get chills every time I hear him cut a promo.
Yeah, he's good at that. That doesn't mean that he's the greatest booker of all time.
Well, let's
let's
not get things twisted. The general managers are not booking these shows. At the end of the day, we all know Vince is still booking this shit.
No, but I'm just saying. But even back in the day when Paul was on TV as the general manager, but he was also behind the scenes as a booker. He look at all the young talent he had. I mean, my God, the worst booker on earth could have booked that book and would have been fine. I mean, my God, look at the people he had on SmackDown at the top.
Right.
I mean, it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about what do you do? Who do you, your talent that you have.
Right.
I mean, if I have a loaded show Saturday, I can book anybody out. I can have everybody there. I'm going to get Magic because you're getting nothing but winners there.
Right.
I mean, but I don't know. I think a lot of people give credit to Paul Heyman as this and that, the greatest genius in the world. Paul Heyman is a great self-promoter of himself.
Don't get me wrong. I wasn't going that far with it.
Yeah.
I was just saying it'd be a different perspective instead of the Vince McMahon.
As long as we don't get Mike Adamle, I'm okay.
Ooh.
Or John Laryngitis.
Yes.
John Laurinaitis. Oh my God.
I would take Vicky Guerrero over John Laryngitis.
John Laryngitis. Yeah. Very true. Is there a bad? What would have been the worst pick for general manager? Would he have been the worst pick?
100%. He's just annoying to listen to.
I think Teddy Long would have been.
What if you had? What if we had Jim Cornette come back as a general manager?
You're trying to egg me on, man, with that bullshit, man. You're trying to egg me on with that bullshit, man.
Well,
I was trying to give Steve a segue. I was trying to give Steve a segue, to talk about Teddy Long in life,
Oh, what is settled with that? I mean, I know we've got other stuff, but I mean, have you heard anything from them recently,
Mr. Long?
Oh no, I cut them off completely because they're incompetent, and I wouldn't recommend their company to anybody. I mean, it's their Billy Gunn apparently fell off the map because you see they fucked us with Teddy Long after I signed the contract, and then they wanted to make it up to me with Billy Gunn. And that was a done deal, and then all of a sudden Billy Gunn fell off the face of the earth. Apparently they couldn't contact him, they couldn't get a hold of him. So their answer to me was giving me Billy Gunn's phone number and said, you give him a call and try. I said, it's not my place to try and call him. That's what I'm going through you for. I said, that's how you run your company.
That's impressive.
I said, you guys can straight go fuck yourselves, and trust me when I tell you, I will never in a million years promote anybody to use your company. There's many others out there that will hold true to
Did
their
they give you your money back?
I never
They
paid
give you your money?
I wasn't paying them until I had the video in hand.
Okay, so you never paid them for long, though.
Oh, no, fuck that. I signed a contract, but I didn't pay anything until...
What is the name of these jabronis?
I'll lack of promotion right now. I'll fucking blast these cocksuckers. Let's see. Up close and personal bookings.
Up close and personal bookings?
Yeah.
Well, I can give them up close personal bookings with my nuts. I think that'd be a good promotion for them.
Wait, listen to this. Sorry, brother. I've called multiple times. I don't know what's going on with him. Didn't reach out yesterday because I didn't hear back. Just didn't want to keep coming at you with no updates. But by all means, feel free to reach out to him yourself, and then his phone number.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like,
hey guys, you guys want to see something entertaining? Do you guys want to see something entertaining? I just got back to the Charlie Armstrong suite, getting ready. You guys see what this is? Amped up, jacked up chicken bake.
Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. He's got the edibles there. Like Joey Diaz from the Joe Rogan podcast, like a doctor.
Charlie.
Yeah.
144 South Harrison Avenue, Congers, New York, 10920.
Oh no! Look at this one, Lucky Farmers.
Oh no.
Let's continue. Another pack of those.
I think Charlie just has a
I'll
video
even
on
pay
him.
the shipping and handling.
Brought to you by
Holy
Woody
grams.
Oh my God, Holden grams. Wow. Oh, can we please just leave a webcam on Charlie and watch his downfall tonight? Oh my God.
Now that's a guy that's ready for the draft.
Those are fantastic.
No.
Facebook
Chocolates.
live yourself the entire...
250 milligrams of chocolates.
What's gonna happen when? Nice segue. What bar? I wonder what's gonna happen when those OSW review guys come to you. We got to show them what the United States is all about. We got to show them that their reputation for being partiers in Ireland is, it's a good reputation, but Americans have excelled at it. So we need to show those guys.
OSW. Speaking of OSW, they are going to be doing a review of our iPay-per-view.
Ooh. Awesome.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, the liquid as well.
You just don't want to feel.
No, because if they fuck this up, I want to be so stoned tonight, I can be like, fucking Christ. Why?
Right.
Maybe I should just go Facebook Live.
That's what I said. Go live while watching it.
Well, Vince Bristol apparently goes fucking live. First time ever watching Raw. It took him to get him stoned to get fucking able to watch Raw the other night. Which is amazing. But
at some point, you think you'd stop watching.
So, hey, Steve. So, should I give you guys the other bombshell for October 29th?
Oh, I think now's a good time because I think we should end the show a few minutes early this evening so we can all get ready for the live. So I think now would be a great time for that bombshell. And it is a doozy.
So here's the deal. Gimmick Tree Entertainment was scheduled originally to do an event in Myrtle Beach on October the 29th. I can't legally, and this is I can't legally, as much as I tell stories of everything. But basically, the guy that was backing the event, the main sponsor, legitimately thought he was Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. He had a mental breakdown.
Oh boy.
And then I'm not working anybody. It's 100% shoot. He basically, so he defaulted on his contract. They canceled, try to cancel the event. Well, Gimmick Tree Entertainment don't cancel shit. So we're going to honor the rest of the contracts that are out there, and so we're moving the event to Wilmington. It's going to be October the 29th. It's going to be in Wilmington, North Carolina at the Sports Center. We just signed a deal. The event will be to raise money for autism. Obviously, already booked was Kurt Angle, James Storm, Vince Russo, many more great ones. But our headliner for the evening will be Sting.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Good get.
That's a grab.
And actually, we are co-promoting Sting also in September. We will be working with RF Video and Rob Feinstein. We're co-promoting Sting then for Philadelphia for the Icons of Wrestling convention. So, needlessly to say, we've I'm assuming that the video will get out there now. Whatever, that's fine. But because this weekend happens to be another promoter in Wilmington's running their big super mega show where they thought they were going to crush me, we've actually sold out our VIP section for our shows, completely sold out almost. So it didn't really affect us. But to be a complete dick, the day of the show, on my nationally syndicated Fox Sports show, I'll be coming live from Philadelphia announcing Sting and also announcing another very special guest for our event.
Nice.
Sweet.
And that's how you steal someone. That's how you hurt someone the day before. Well, we'll probably do it Friday, the day before their event, so they can think about now the next time they want to run an event, try to go get Sting and Kurt Angle.
Right.
And I'm announcing that I hired Vince Barry for October 30th to be my announcer.
Hey man, listen, let me check my book. I'll be there.
No, I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. I fired my other announcer about 2 weeks ago.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, well let me. You said the 29th or the 30th? Yeah. What date is it?
You come down for the 29th. 29th is the event.
Right.
It's October.
October. All right. Let me look and make sure that the Northeast Wrestling schedule doesn't have.
Man, I'll call Michael myself and I'll draft you. How about that? How about Northeast Wrestling? Jim Tree Entertainment has a draft. My first draft pick from that shithole is Vince Barry.
Oh jeez. It doesn't look like we have a show that weekend, so maybe I can actually do this. Awesome.
Hey. I should be able to draft you, right? I mean, it says you can draft anybody that's on a current roster. I mean,
right.
So I
yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, because I don't want that. I don't want the shitty ass Hardys that he always books.
Hey, by the way, Stock Market Steve Livingston is available that weekend as well. Just throwing that out to you.
Who the fuck is Stock? Who the fuck is that? Is that a fan or something?
That's a big fan. That's a story for another time.
Was that your
goddamn. Look here. He can go to Northeast Wrestling because that's about the quality that they need up there. And I can get the A1 Vince Barry down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, no heat. No heat.
Listen, I just want to, because you said something that I think is kind of funny. Because you are kind of, you're joking, but a lot of guys kind of have this, like especially in the Northeast. Wrestle Jam was this last weekend, and it's like the people who do Wrestle Jam, and like Northeast Wrestling don't necessarily get along, even though Wrestle Jam runs 1 or 2 shows a year, and they're not in towns that we usually run.
Oh, and I'm totally joking, by the way. Hold on, let me just clarify something. I'm totally joking about Northeast Wrestling. I think the guys are really nice guys up there.
Yeah, but I want to just say, because like sometimes people take this stuff too far, and they believe that kind of stuff. Like, man, like we're all indie promotions. We're not really.
You guys are all independent contractors. You're all independent. You can work for whoever in the fuck you want. And here's the thing: I will never go to a wrestler and say, "You can't work for that person until I can put them under an exclusive contract and pay them."
Right.
I mean, it's true. But I am going to bury that. I am going to bury that. I am going to end in her ass by the night before her show, her knowing that we're running this super mega show.
That's awesome.
And we booked 2 of her favorite wrestlers of all time. Which is, that'll end that situation. Oh yeah, and here's a funny thing you want to know. Yes, there's somebody that runs in that because we run in Ziggy's nightclub, right?
Yeah.
Down here. So that building is too small for us to run in for that night. Because we'll oversell it. So I had to try to find something else. So the Sports Center, they just ran wrestling there last weekend. So out of respect, I contacted the promoter and was like, hey, Don from UPW. I'm like, hey man, it'd be awesome. Can I want to run this show in October, man. We're bringing in some big names, but if you don't mind, I'd like to run in your building And I said, if you want to, I'll give you a free table. You can set up, maybe even put one of your UPW matches on during our show, just out of respect. He tells me, oh, yeah, the building doesn't want wrestling anymore the rest of the year. They're doing a bunch of repairs. I'm like, okay. I get down here, my boy from Hardy Promotions, Aaron, who runs it, he's like, man, I already got the building booked for you. They're excited about it. They love the concept. They said they didn't want to do more wrestling with him because he drew 30 people in their building last weekend.
God.
30 people. Oh my God.
So there's another person on my fuck you list. Don from UPW in Wilmington, North Carolina. Fuck you.
And again, this is the kind of thing where, like, I just wish people could realize, like, yes, sometimes there's competition, but overall, I mean, there's some overlap, but overall, we're kind of in this together, because if one, like you said, one shitty show that draws 30 people leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the people at the building, the people in the town, the people that go to the shows. If everybody just stays on the up and up and promotes the best they can and draws well, then that show, maybe that shitty show that drew 30 people, maybe instead of drawing 30, they drew 100 if they just put a little more work into it, and makes everybody look better.
100%.
Yeah, the wrestling industry as a whole.
The one thing that pisses me off more than anything, when I see a motherfuckers, they tell me, oh, the advertising they do, oh, we advertise for 6 months on social media. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, your friends, like, all you guys are my dear friends, right?
Right.
But none of you guys are going to drive all the way to New York to my show in North Carolina.
Right.
I mean, unless you guys are booked on the show, of course, or you're coming down to represent Tag Me a Date or something, where there's monetary involvement. Just because you're my friend, hey, can you drive 9 hours? Can you drive across country for my fucking 3-hour show here in North Carolina?
Yeah.
I mean, that you have to get out to the community you're in, put flyers out, and make things happen.
That's it.
And I'm amped up on Jacked Up Wake and Bake. And this complete message is sponsored by them because Jim Cornette can suck my dick.
Well, on that note, I think it's time, boys. We need to get ready for live SmackDown. We got about 7 minutes.
Hold on, Steve, hold on.
7.
Hold on. Let me.
Oh, he's getting ready himself.
I'm very jealous.
Man. All right, so I guess he's ready. Period.
Raw.
How's everybody else?
I'm gonna go radio silent till I get out of work.
Oh, you don't want to get spoiled?
Oh, I don't want any spoils.
Where do you work at, Ryan?
We'll discuss that off air.
Damn it.
He works for the federal government.
Ah, well, fuck them too.
I don't know.
No.
We just see a drone fly in and shoot a missile at Charlie.
We'll see.
Hey, by the way,
drone.
Oh, by the way, you guys do know that we do have a drone that will be at the show next week.
Is it Vanguard 1, Brother Charlie?
No,
Brother Hero Charlie.
No, it's called a Typhoon. That was a sponsor of ours. They donated us a $1,500 drone to get video footage.
That's cool.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
I think it should be the Tag Me a Date drone. I need to talk to Steve about branding it.
That's a conversation I would love to have.
Tag Me a Date the drone. The kids love this one.
Tag Me a Date the drone. All right.
Eventually, I'm gonna get enough. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm slowly. What I'm trying to do is get Steve to keep going in debt with me, so then that way I can possibly take over Tag Me a Date.
You'd have to kill me first.
I would cut you a check and buy half the company.
TakeMeADate.com. Sign up now. It's completely free.
Until Charlie Armstrong becomes your partner, I'm charging this son of a bitches out there.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
We'll talk, my friend.
I'm just saying.
Hey, all you motherfuckers will be working for me next week. Trust me. I know how to get to Steve's heart.
Yes, boss.
He's just waiting from. Come on, sign the contract. Sign the contract.
Sign the contract for some Scooby snacks.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hey, as we go out, I have a quick little 12-second spot from our good friend from TNA Impact Wrestling, one Robbie E.
I wonder how you got that, bro.
Yeah, you know, I wonder who. It just showed up on my desk one day.
Yeah, no.
Courtesy of Gimmick Tree Entertainment and Charlie Armstrong. It's working well.
Great.
Yo, what up? It is Impact Wrestling's Robbie E. TagMeADate.com. Wrestling night is now date night. Date night's wrestling night. The combo is there. You gotta check it out. Boom!